You know, when people watch that video, they're like, look at Mendonca.
But you know what?
Sharp.
That's what doesn't matter anymore. Because you look at this facial something. What the hell's wrong with this guy? Where's the guy who came with the tie? Now he's looks like he rolled out of a pickup game.
Don't you worry, man.
Looks like he lost a pickup game.
You scared? Are you scared?
Of what?
Am I hearing you crying? Are you crying?
Of what? What are you talking about?
All I hear is crying. That's all I hear.
Listen, Christopher Reeve. Just
Hey, dude, you want a pacifier? No pacifier. All I hear is like wham, wham. That's all I'm hearing.
Shave.
No, you shave. What's that thing you got right here? What is that?
Style and
What is that? Let me wipe that off.
When I say NBA, you say breakdown.
Break it down.
I have you know that I look more distinguished when I have this in.
Says who?
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Like who? Mom?
Linda.
What?
I'm telling you.
All right, so I think we're on the air, man.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, how's it going? Dave Mendonca, Audley Stevenson. Welcome to the NBA Breakdown online video on whotheman.com, on the NBABreakdown.com, and...
Is that my line?
Sure, line.
Oh, we do the YouTube thing too. It's
Yeah,
on YouTube.
that's right. All right, so let's get right to it.
Sure.
Raptors recently wrapped up an 0-4 Western Road swing. Not good. On that Western Road swing, Chris Bosh really ticked off, saying that his team just totally gave up. They're not fighting.
Sure.
So when your franchise player comes up and says, listen guys, we're just not delivering. What's the deal?
Right.
So...
Is that a problem?
I don't think so.
I would have a problem if Chris said nothing. I would have a problem if Chris just accepted what they were doing and didn't call people out. But what you want your leader to do, what you want the franchise guy to do, is hold people accountable, identify the issues, and hold people to task. And that's what this guy did. So I would have a greater issue if Chris Bosh just accepted that and said, maybe we got him next time.
Right.
No, that's not what you do. You're the franchise guy. You're getting paid the big bucks. Go out there and make things happen.
But how long is this going to last, though? How long is that little talk going to last?
Well, it worked wonders from there. We'll beat Atlanta. So
Right.
something must have came out of it.
Okay, that's one game.
Okay,
That's
so
one game.
So what happens? What do you want to do?
Well, during Bosh's tirade, he was talking about how this team has heard a lot of speeches
Sure.
from Jay Triano about getting your act together,
and they
being
had
accountable.
meetings and all that.
They've
kind of
done all
stuff.
that
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
But how is this going to be any different?
So what do you scrap the season now? Oh,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
Okay.
how long and when is this team going to get the message?
Well, they started. They got the win, a big win in Atlanta.
All right.
Atlanta came to town. They were down 8-1 in the third quarter, coming out of the third quarter, and they came back and pulled the victory. Chris Bosh with the franchise jumper in the corner. They do what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
So this is where it starts.
Right.
Yeah, it's one game, but
Yeah.
when do you start? How do you start? You got to win the first game.
Right.
So now you watch and see what happens next, and follow that momentum and see where it goes.
Okay.
But I'm down for that.
Okay.
He's got to call people out.
Well, I have no problem with that. It's just this team.
So what exactly is the issue if you don't have a problem with that?
No, I just have a problem with some of these players that are not getting the message.
Let's win a game.
One game.
Okay, so
That's
then-
it. One game.
Okay, then what?
It's just one game. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how
Okay,
it
so you're
goes.
criticizing. They won the game. They got.
Let's see
He
how it
made the
goes.
speech. Hold on. He made the speech.
Right.
You called them out. They won the game, and you got a problem with it.
Hey, let's see how it goes. It's just one game, man. It's just one game.
They got 20 or so games left for
Okay.
the rest of the season. So it's not about what they do in the second or third game. It's what they do for the rest of the regular season. Because the last thing you want to do, they aren't going to the playoffs. The Toronto Raptors are making the playoffs. I'm not
Clinch a playoff spot.
They are going to clinch a playoff. I'm
Clinch it.
telling you,
Yeah.
they will clinch a playoff spot. Well, how do you want to go in the playoffs? You want to be hobbling and stumbling all the way in, or do you want to have momentum on your side
That's right.
and go in strong? And that's what you watch for.
Gotta go strong.
Let's see how they finish the season.
Clinch the playoffs.
Finish strong.
Clinch
That's
the playoffs.
That's the motto. Finish strong.
That would be finish strong.
In case
Brought to you by Audley Stevenson. Okay. So moving forward, get this: Michael Jordan is now the majority.
Come on, freaking
owner.
time. What took so long, man?
Can I like talk here?
What's up?
Okay, so Michael Jordan, the official majority owner of the
it's about
Charlotte
time.
Bobcats.
Yes, it's about time.
This marks the first time an ex-player
Yes.
is a majority owner
Yes.
of an NBA franchise.
It's about time.
So what's going to happen? So are the Bobcats totally going to go down the toilet now?
Why?
I don't know.
Where do you get that from?
Hey,
Where do you get that from?
well, he's had a minority stake with the Wizards and also
Okay.
the Bobcats.
So his fault. That was his fault because the Wizards went down south.
It's going to be interesting to see this guy.
This guy.
Hey, add the reins, full reins, and see how it goes. What kind of
nothing's going to change. He's still going to make. He's been responsible for basketball decisions for as long as he's been there.
Okay.
So what's changed? The fact that they're not going to change roles.
Okay.
He's still going to do what he's doing. How do they end up from him being the owner to them being in the toilet? I don't know. Where do you get there? Where's that quantum leap coming from?
Let's see.
That was a good show, by the way. I like that. Quantum Leap. You like that show?
That was Scott Bakula
There you go.
and Dean Stockwell.
There you go.
I don't think anybody out there knows about that show. Just want to let you know that.
All right. Okay, cool. Next topic.
Okay, next topic. Phoenix Suns lit up the T-Wolves for 152 points, a season high in the NBA.
Dude, everybody scored. The popcorn guy scored. The janitor scored. The mascot got there. I'm telling you, if you had your Phoenix Suns throwback jersey, you would have got a couple buckets too.
No doubt about it, man. I would have drained trays all night, without question.
I'm sure Steve Kerr wanted to get on the floor too. He was
like, for sure. But how unfair was it for the T-Wolves, probably one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA against possibly the best offensive squad? Just the law of physics, this just doesn't work, man.
Blame the schedule makers.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you do?
Exactly. Apparently, I think it was 8 Suns scored in double figures, and
guys off the bench. Dan Marley got a few buckets as well. Everybody was scoring in Phoenix that night.
Tom Chambers was in there.
He was in there too.
I think Charles Barkley got the Suns uniform back on too. I'm just saying.
I realize that.
But yeah, so that was a pretty explosive performance for the Suns, but can they, translate that?
This is Phoenix Suns ball. This is what they did. Like, no one was surprised. No one is surprised that the Phoenix Suns that scored 152 points.
No, not at all.
No, because this is what they do.
Right, exactly. So outstanding achievement for that single game, but let's see how they do in the playoffs.
Okay.
How do they do?
Okay.
Like, where's the defense at? We'll see what happens with them. Okay.
We will.
Now.
Guys tuned.
Exactly. All right. So finally, as you all know, March Madness has begun. So on the, here's your bracket. Okay, buddy? This is my bracket. Have you, even picked anybody yet?
I'm doing it differently this year. I'm going to the viewers. I want you to tell me who's in the Final Four, and that's who's in my bracket. That's what I'm doing different. I'm trusting the people out there. Because they know what they're talking about.
So basically you're lazy because you're not doing it yourself.
Anyone can pick stuff. Come on, dude. Come on. Let's see. Who you got in your bracket?
You know what? I haven't made a decision yet. So I'm still working on it.
Tell us who you're picking. We want to know. Because Dave's got no clue. He's going to close his eyes and blindly pick. Tell us who you're picking. That's it.
All right. You heard the guy. All right, guys. That's it for another episode of the NBA Breakdown Online Video. Austin Stevenson, Dave Mendonca. Take care.
Later.